Okay, so it's going to be quite a sad day that I know that a couple of my students you got affected by COVID, but yeah, hopefully they get and you guys get well soon. Okay, so the class today is going to be the online class, which is we're going to use that one on the Microsoft team, and we do have the records as well. So for those who cannot join to this session, please tell them, okay, I ask you guys to tell them to come back and have a look of the record video later. So the topic today that we're going to talk is about the wireless. Okay, we're going to talk about some type of wireless first, and after that, we're going to talk about the IEEE 802.11, which is the IEEE C carrier send multiple access with collision avoidance is the protocol of the wireless. I'm not going to go deep for the detail for your financial engineering class, but it's going to be more information of how to use the wireless as well. But at least you have to know some of the knowledge of the wireless as well before we can talk about the security. As you know that nowadays, there are more than like 70 or 80% of the device, the end user device that uh, they connect to the internet through the wireless. And more will come. So if you imagine just yourself, you do have your mobile phone, you connect to the internet with wireless. You do have your laptop, you use the wireless. You have your own tablet, you connect to the wireless as well. So nowadays, more than like 70% of the end user are using wireless. And one of the security concern on the wireless that we have to talk will be talk after you understand the wireless protocol. So let's just get started. Wireless. Okay, I'm gonna go with this one first. Is kind of the conclusion of one of the wireless protocol that we use. Okay, I'm gonna use come up. So hello. So I'm gonna use the microphones as well. So hopefully it's not going to go like the echo. Do you hear echo here? Do you hear echo? Đâyมี echo ไหมครับ Do you hear echo here? ไม่มี echo นะในนั้นมี echo ป่ะ มี echo ไหมในแอปไม่มีนะ
ไม่มีครับ
โอเคเพราะว่าผมมีตรงนี้ด้วยผมจะได้ใช้ไมโครโฟนคนที่นั่งจะได้ยินด้วยก็โอเค so I'm going to go with this one here for this week. It's actually it's not the real document. It's the document that I write down by myself. It's like a normal note. Okay, this is talking about one of the Wi-Fi standard that we use. We call the infrastructure. We talk about this one later as well in the class. So the infrastructure is mean that you have to have the centralized. The centralized one is mean for the Wi-Fi. Normally we mean the access point. So we're going to this one here. I'm going to explain type of the access point that we normally use in that customer market. Okay. So if we're talking about the IEEE 802.11, okay, we do have normal 11, right? We talk about this one later. B, G, N, AC. This is AC. We start to use 2.4 gigahertz. Okay. We start to use 2.4 gigahertz and AX. This is we name it Wi-Fi 6, where the maximum speed can go to like 14 gigabit per second. Yeah, doesn't matter. So what I want to notify you is the access point type. The access point type. How many of you know what the access point means? You have the Wi-Fi at home, right? You have to set up the AP, the access point. So if you can see that one on in this loop on the ceiling, that one is the access point, right? So normally access point is the one that you use your device to connect to the access point before the access point can bridge your data back to the normal network. So we do have a lot of access point type that we normally use. Okay. When we pick up the access point type, it's going to be 4 types of them, but it has to be either, okay, indoor or outdoor. It depends on whatever your job or your project. So if you want to put your access point outdoor, you have to use the outdoor type. It's the same when we talk about the landline, right? The outdoor type of the landline is normally is the back color because it's more tolerant to the UV. So if you use normal landline that we are using here and you put it outdoor with the sunshine for half a year, so that one will break the plastic cover and turn that one into dust very easy. So it's the same thing for the access point. If you have the project or if you plan to use it outdoor, use the outdoor type. And one of the different thing for the outdoor type is they normally have the IP. So normally what the IP means is the waterproof IP. For example, the IP 60 or 70, normally they're 60 something. So it's normally they tolerate to the rain or some of the water splash. So use indoor or outdoor. Okay. And after that is called how are we going to supply the power? We do have to tie our power supply to the access point, which is we call the PoE or the outlet. Can someone tell me what the PoE mean? What the PoE mean? The PoE is mean power over Ethernet. So most of the access point, we have to connect it back to the landline. So normally we do have to connect the access point back to the switch. So we can use that landline with support the power over Ethernet with a special switch that they can send the power to the access point. So normally if we use the PoE type, you don't need to provide the outlet, normal outlet plug, but you have to use the adapter and plug it in like the outlet one. So you normally use normal landline that connect to the back of the Wi-Fi and you supply the power. So if you come to the unit and you look to the ceiling and you can see this one here. This one here. It's just one landline go to the back is the type we call the PoE. So we can use the power over the landline. Another type, of course, is the outlet. If you use this kind of type, you have to install an electricity line and outlet to plug the adapter and put that adapter connector into the back of the access point. Okay, it have to be either PoE or outlet and either outdoor or indoor, depending on your work. So the first Wi-Fi type we call the ceiling mount AP. Yeah, many of you have seen this one in home on small network, business network, like at the uni. If you look at the ceiling. So I give you some of the example like this one here. you can see this one, right? This one here is the ceiling height. This is the ceiling height. This is the ceiling height. We normally mount this one into the ceiling. Okay. The next one we call in-wall AP. For those projects that we normally install this one, we install this one into like the hotel, the motel, the museum, or very old school. Like in the uni, we can do that as well. So we can find this type of the exit point. This is, it's not that expensive, okay? It's not that expensive. It depends on the brand as well. If you want, you can search on Shopee. Okay, I can search Shopee. Yeah, you can see that one is, some of them is 3,000 reais. Some actually have to be a bit cheaper. Yeah, 1,000 something here, TP-Link is okay. 1,000 something here is, I don't know what band is that. But if you want to go for a better band like the Unify one, Unify is one of the best. So it's a bit more expensive. It's actually not the bit, is like 7,000, what I know, but it's supposed to be cheaper than like 9,000 here. Or Mercury is okay. So this type of the access point is called the in-wall. Why we use in-wall type? If you imagine long times ago when we build up a hotel or we do the school, we normally install very old cable, network cable to every guest room. And long times ago when the guests come to the room and they want to connect to the internet, they have to use the RJ45 and plug that one into what? That outlet. So in order to provide the network connectivity, which is most of the users now, they don't connect to the normal landline already, right? So we can replace this one with this one. Okay. So let's go back to this one here. So we normally put this one into the wall type, like this one. I do have this one here. See, it's going to replace normal wall socket with inside the hotel or the uni that we can install this one. We can install this one. It depends on the project that you're going to do. So for example, I'm going to go with this one. I don't know if I can click on. Uh-oh, not good. Sorry. I'm going to use another. I'll click here. Okay, open link in new window. I'm going to stop this one because I have to share. Okay. I have to. Oh, how do I allow include computer sound here? What happened? Yeah, forget about the sound. Okay. So this one here is one of my favorite band. It's called the Unify one. So we normally take it out from the box, and this one is at the back, and we take the outlet out like this one and plug this one into the back. Or you can recam the cables as well. It depends on whatever head that you have. And after that, okay, yeah, let's check this one. After that, put it back. It's very easy. But this one here, he's talking about how to set it up as well. So I'm gonna go quite quick how to set it up. So basically, it just like look like this one here. So we normally replace the in-wall access point type with the normal wall socket. Yeah, of course, you can have the socket version and the Wi-Fi as well, or it's up to you. Okay, the next one. The next one of the access point type we call the merge. The merge. So the merge is going to be. I can open up this one กดเปิดก็ได้ครับถ้าจะเปิดกดเปิดก็ได้แต่ว่าวันนี้ติดโควิดกันเยอะมากเกิน10 คนก็เลยเป็นออนไลน์เช้าจะเปิดก็ได้ผมทุกแม็กก็อยู่ต้องขึ้นไปเปิดOkay, let's just get continue. So you can join to the Microsoft Teams. So the next type of the AP, which is we call the merge. So most of the time merge type AP will be used in home user and some of the small office. Which is with the merge type is mean is going to build the merge network. The best way for you to cover the dead spot of the Wi-Fi for office or home is to use normal landline and put that one into the back of another access point to cover that area. But for some home, for the user, they are going to be quite difficult for them to do the landline, not like us, right? For engineering. So we do have another technique called merge AP, which is with the merge AP, they're going to use the merge protocol and build up the communication between the access point. For example, this T, okay, you can see this one here, and send the information between them. Here, of course, for the merge, the good thing is to use the different bandwidth that they use to service the customer. For example, if they're using 5 gigahertz to service the customer, they're not supposed to use this 5 gigahertz to do the communication between their merge. So it's not why it's going to use the customer bandwidth for the merge as well. So this one is one of the other type of the AP. Yeah, of course, it can. The normal household up to like 100 square meter can use like 3 of the merge router to cover the whole thing. But yeah, for me, the best way and the more effective way is to use the landline. Okay. The next thing of the Wi-Fi type we call the extender Wi-Fi type. And this one here is the worst and the cheapest one. So normally we use this one. Okay, we use this one here to extend, or we call the Wi-Fi link extender. We use this one here to cover some dead spot or bad spot for the Wi-Fi. Okay, for example, I install my IoT sensor in the wardrobe or downstairs or underground. It's very difficult for the Wi-Fi centralized to go there. And I don't care about the bandwidth. If the bandwidth just 2 megabits per second is okay for me to cover my IoT sensor device out there. So I can use one of the type called the Wi-Fi link extender. If we use this type of Wi-Fi link extender, they will use user bandwidth for the communication between the link extender itself to the base station. So you will drop the performance of the wireless more than 40%. For example, if you use 11 megabits per second, it might drop, yeah, whatever, 1 or 2 megabits per second. But that one is enough to cover some of the sensor. But trust me, you're not going to be happy with 2 or 3 people browsing your tool for the full SD. If you are alone or two of you are using your tool for the full SD, is okay. If more than two, I don't think it's going to support. And this one here is very cheap. So we normally consider to extend 2.4 gigahertz because the length is longer. We can extend it longer. If you want to extend 5 gigahertz, I don't know why, because 2.4 gigahertz is more length to cover. We learned about that one. If you extend 5, you drop the speed anyway. So we normally extend, yeah, of course, 2.4 gigahertz. How many of you know the Wi-Fi link extender? ใครรู้จักบ้างไหมครับ How many of you have ever used เคยใช้ไหม Wi-Fi link extender? Okay, one of the favorite one. I use 4 or 5 of them to cover my IoT device wireless network. So Xiaomi Wi-Fi repeater or link extender. And that one costs 300 baht. No, not pocket Wi-Fi. It has to be this one. The Wi-Fi amplifier or Wi-Fi link extender. You can see this one here. So this one here is normally it's receive the signal from the access point and rebroadcast the signal to extend the coverage to some of the decimal. And this one here is very cheap. It's 200. I remember it's 250 that I bought. And this one is not Pro. I don't know what the difference between Pro and not Pro is 200 baht. Okay. So it's going to extend the length to cover the Wi-Fi. Once again, if you have any question, please ask, okay? The next type of the Wi-Fi we call the base station. It's normal thing that you use at home. This is the base station indoor type, like this one here, the Xiaomi one, or the TP-Link, or the Asus, so on and so forth. Do you know that there are many types of indoor type that you are using at home? How many of you have the internet at home? ใครมีอินเทอร์เน็ตที่บ้านบ้างครับ โอเค access point เป็นแบบไหนครับ1 เสา 2 เสา ใครใน2 เสายกมือครับ ใคร4 เสา So which one of you using the free one from the ISP? Or you bought your own cell or you buy your own cell? คุณซื้อเองหรือว่าใช้ของฟรีที่ ISP ให้มาครับ Okay. Most of the free one that the ISP provided to you is the cheapest one that the ISP can find it. So it's mean that the performance is good. I would consider that the performance is good for the house with 1 living room and 2 bedroom. If your house is bigger than probably of 40 square meter, you're not going to get the performance of whatever network that you connected to the internet. If you are living in normal condominium, might be okay. 50 square meter is covered. But if your house is like 2 floors, it's bigger than 40 or 50 square meter, the free one giveaway is not really giveaway. It's saying that it's free to use, and if you cancel the contract, you have to take it back. You have to read the contract. It is not free. is you borrow them. So ไม่เป็นของที่กระจอกมากๆ and the cost of that one, you know how much? If you buy mass more than 100 of them, which is normally normal ISP we buy that one. I think the cost is probably less than $100. But for some of the company that I have seen, like 2 เสาอ่ะเคยเห็น2 เสาอ่ะอันนั้นน่ะ300 บาทก็ซื้อได้แล้ว So if you have the problem for the Wi-Fi problem or the speed drop all around your home, I would recommend you to consider to repair your Wi-Fi router with the indoor type. For example, if I would recommend you, I would recommend, yeah, Unify is very expensive. I would recommend TP-Link. This is quite cheap. $70 something is okay. For me, 70 something is okay. APAX. I cannot remember exactly. Yeah. AX, whatever TP-Link. I think TP-Link is one of the good brand and its performance is quite okay. And you would consider with the maximum performance with like something like 72 or more than that. Yeah, of course you can use the other brand like the Xiaomi one here. So and that one will cover like more than 100 square meters of your. Okay, so this one is the indoor type, but it's up to you if you can live with that one. It's up to you. If you want to check the speed, go to the far end, away from your access point at home. Pick up your mobile phone. Open the application called the speed test and test the speed over there. If you can accept whatever speed you see on the speed test in the mobile phone, is fine. But if you cannot accept the speed over there, or if you sit at the far end away from the access point at home and you cannot watch YouTube, you just consider to replace, or you just consider to extend it. For example, do the landline and put another access point. Okay, but the free one from the ISP is, I never seen the good one. Okay. The next one for the access point type, we call, for the last area, we call the outdoor. The outdoor. Okay, one thing. How many of you are using more than 500? How many of you are using the internet connection more than 500 megabit per second connection? How many of you are using 1 gigabit? Yeah, engineer, you're supposed to know the internet connection in your home. The cheapest one out of the speed test at home. To choose the speed test at home, do you know the speed limit? You can, if you don't know. You know, if you pay, for example, if you pay 500 or 600 baht per month, you're supposed to get like 700 or 1 gigabit per second, but they give you 200 megabits per second. So you pay more than you. It depends. I can check the promotion now. This is, I don't care that much nowadays because the internet connection in Thailand is one of the top 10 in the world now. The cheapest one is like 200 something, 300 baht for 300 megabit per second now. And for 500 You can get like 1 gig now. I don't know. I have seen, but I never shared. I cannot remember, but I have seen this one on some of the YouTube for 1 gigabit megabit per second for the DTAC user. You know that True and DTAC, they merged the company already. You know that one, right? True and DTAC merged. And they have the campaign for True that if you are the DTAC mobile phone user and if you want the internet at home or if you want to swap for another company to True, 1 gigabit per second is like 500 something, which is quite cheap. And if you use 1 gigabit per second to your home, the free one that provided by the ISP not going to work. You have to replace with a better access point router. Okay. Let's go back. The next one, we do have another access point for the last area, but it's high power Wi-Fi base station. But for the outdoor, for example, this one type is for the outdoor. We normally use call this one CPE node. So normally for example, stadium that we want the large coverage area for the Wi-Fi. So we can install this type of the Wi-Fi as well. We do have like the Wi-Fi Aruba or TP-Link or there are many brands that we can use for this one. In Thailand, we don't have this one a lot. I have seen in every public park in Bangkok and Pattaya as well. So normally, if you are in the public park and if you want to install the CCTV camera, but you don't want to install the cable, so you can use this type to connect back as well. So this one here is high power to coverage large area. And with this type, it's rather than coverage, it can do the thing called the peer-to-peer or CPE equipment. I use this one in my hotel to connect like from building to building. So for some of the brand, they're promising for like 2 or 3 kilometer links between distance. So for example, this brand. Okay, for example, this brand. I'm going to open up this brand. Why don't I can click this one and go to the sound? I don't know what. So if you want, you can click on the link and have a look of yourself. And this one here is not that expensive all to install the CCP type. So normally is we'll attend the lane like, yeah, I use this one. I actually haven't tested for longer distance, but I tested at like 1.5 kilometers to link between 2 buildings. and it's worked quite good. It's worked quite good as well. It's worked quite good as well to link for the long distance links for the access. This is another type of the access point. So I have seen this one in many parts to link the CCTV back to the central line. I have seen this one from Pattaya as well. They install CCTV. Many places allow the pier. So it can link back to the hotel with that form. Okay, and extend the wireless as well. Okay, this is another type called CPE for the access point. I don't want to go to the detail, but to configure it is very easy. I've been configuring this one a lot already, using this one at the hotels as well. Okay. So this one here, how much does this cost? Okay, I can show you the price. $1,000, but you need to them to link it. So if you want to extend the length 2 kilometer, 1 kilometer is 2,000, 3,000 baht. Yeah, of course, you have the choice that you can use the fiber optic for 2 kilometer. But for me, I don't care. I just want to link to that building far away across that one. I don't want to do the cable. So I just install one CPE on this floor and one CPE on that building, and you can use the network link there. And this one here is using 2.4 gigahertz. And the speed is up to like 300 megabits per second. So it's in that. But if you want more speed, I would recommend you to invest more for the fiber optics across the street. And that one is expensive. Okay. This one is another type. I don't know if I can log in again, and if you can, I'm going to stop. Okay, and I'm going to log in again, and let's see if we can use the videos as well. Okay, I'm going to stop the record first.